to be here now, speaking with all of you.
So in what manner he is speaking? Let me enlarge the screen. And I need to close the subtitle because subtitles are already here. Oh, yeah. Big subtitles are already here. So we no need to do that. Right. So what he's saying, in what manner he is saying? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great.
Good.
So the way he is speaking, in the same manner, you need to speak, right? So how he's speaking, he has a smile, big smile, all right? And just watch his face. There's a shining. His face is shining. So it is not just because of his smart and his fair complexion. It is not just because of that. It is just because of he is happy to share his ideas with the audience. So he's saying that manner, I have to say, to be here now. Okay, he's speaking slowly, he's not speaking fast. Listen that line once again. Then you have to speak. Raise your hand, who would speak? The first line.
I have to say, to be here now.
The first line. Now who will speak?
I will.
Yes, just try it.
I have to say to be here now, speaking with all of
I
you.
have to say, to be
I
here
have to-
now.
I have to say to be here now, speaking with all of you.
Okay, now who? Yes,
Can I
Shirley.
try it?
Shirley, you can try.
Yes,
Yes. Can I?
Yes, wait.
to be here now.
I have to say, to be here now. Okay? Now.
Okay.
So the word, when the word you'll say now, you will make your mouth in that way. Now. Okay?
Now.
Now. Great.
Now.
Great. Good job. So now who'd like to speak?
Yes, I will try, sir.
Okay, try.
Say, to be here now, speaking with all of you.
Great. Good job. Very good. Now, anybody else?
Yes,
Yes,
can I?
sir.
Mhm. Just
I have to say to be here now,
don't say in this
speaking
way.
with all of you.
Say in this way. I have to say to be here now, speaking with all of you.
I have
Alright.
to say to be here now,
Hmm.
speaking with all of you.
Okay, now next line we are gonna listen.
Speaking
I
with
have
all
to
of
say to
you
be here.
in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
Yes, Eduardo. In Yankee
In-
Stadium, one of the greatest places. Greatest
In Yankee
places.
Stadium,
Hmm.
in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
Okay, say once again. In Yankee Stadium, one of the
In
greatest
Yankee
places.
Stadium, one of the greatest places.
Great, good job. So, Eduardo, you have to speak in the same manner, the way you are speaking right now. Say once again and bit louder.
In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest
Slow
places.
down, more slow. In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest place.
In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
Places. Great, good job. Okay, now who wants to try?
Yes.
Yes, please.
In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
Great, very good. Now who wants to try?
Yes, okay. Mine, okay.
Mhm.
Can
In
I?
Yan-
May I audible?
It's one by one. When someone is speaking, so do not interrupt. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Just who was?
Can I try?
Okay, Farooq, you can try now.
In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
Be slow. Okay. Okay. Next. Next. Fit many.
Yes,
In the-
Hermione. Okay, okay. In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
You have to speak louder when you are speaking greatest places. In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places. Okay.
In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
One of the greatest places.
Greatest places.
Great. Good job.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Guido.
In Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places.
One of the greatest places. Great. So Rakesh, you will
One-
speak next
one of
line.
the greatest
In
places.
one of the greatest cities on earth.
In one of the greatest cities on earth
In
is
one of
more
the
than
greatest cities on the earth. On earth.
in one of the greatest cities on earth.
Now listen once again
In yeah.
from the beginning.
I have to say, to be here now, speaking with all of you in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places in one of the greatest cities on earth.
So just try it. Try this line. From in one of the greatest cities on earth.
In one of the greatest cities on earth.
Great, good job. You know you should keep that line in your mind, the previous line. When he was praising the Yankee, then he praised on earth, right? All right, so Rakesh, did you try?
Yeah.
Mhm.
In one of the greatest cities on earth is more than humbling.
Mhm.
I think this pitch is not coming.
Okay, in one of the greatest cities on earth.
In one of the
His
greatest
graph is
cities
moving like
on
this. His graph is
earth.
moving like this.
Is more than a little humbling.
Is more than a little humbling. Is more than a little
Is-
humbling. See, you have to repeat the lines again and again, right? Is one of the
Mhm.
greatest cities on earth is more than a little humbling. Okay?
Yeah.
Again and again. Is more than a little humbling.
Okay.
Is more
So-
than a little humbling.
Just repeat this line.
Okay, is more than a little humbling.
Great. Listen the next line carefully, everyone.
My friends, you are now NYU graduates.
So who would speak this line? My friends, you are now NYU graduates.
My friends,
You are now NYU graduate.
The word is graduates. Graduates. Just watch how I'm speaking this word. Graduates. Graduates.
Graduate.
Okay.
Graduate.
My friends,
Graduate.
you are now NYU graduates. All right. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So Shirley, do you want to try?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
My friends, you are now NYU graduates.
Take a gap when you see the comma. Okay. My friends,
My friends,
you are now NYU graduates.
okay.
Yes, fit many. Yes, you can try.
Yes. Okay, I will try. This one. Okay. My friends, you are now NYU graduate are the best and the brightest.
Great. So Lena, you want to try?
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. My friends, you are now NYU graduates.
Right. Listen the next line.
Best and the brightest.
Best and the brightest. listen once again from here. Why I'm playing this again and again? Because you should understand the rhythm of the sound, how he's speaking, how slow he's speaking, how clear he's speaking.
I have to say, to be here now, speaking with all of you in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places in one of the greatest cities on earth, is more than a little humbling. My friends, you are now NYU graduates, the best and the brightest. You have great potential and possibilities.
This line. Who'll be trying? You have great potentials and possibilities.
You have
Alicia, do you want to try?
Great. You have great potential and
Sir, thank you.
Alicia, you can try.
Yes, thank you. You have great potential and possibilities, and therefore,
So the word is potential. Potential.
potential.
Potential.
Potential.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Potential. You have great potential and possibilities, and therefore.
You have to put some stress on potential. The word is potential. You have a great potential and possibilities.
you have
Potential
great
and possibilities.
You have potential and possibilities, and therefore.
Okay, that's great. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Farooq, you can try. Other participants must try. All the participants.
Yeah.
Yes, after
Yeah.
Farooq. After Farooq.
Okay, can I know or after?
Yes, when I'm speaking the name, you should speak.
Okay, thank you, sir. You have great potential and possibility and for that.
Okay. Yes, Shubham, you can try. Shubham, do you want to try? You want to speak?
Yeah.
Therefore, you have
Yeah, you can try now.
possibility.
You have no responsibility to do so today.
Your voice is breaking. I couldn't understand well.
Now,
Yeah, say once again.
you have responsibility to so today.
Okay. So anybody else would like to try it?
Me, Citra.
You can try. Unmute and try. Okay, that's the previous line.
and the brightest. You have great potential and possibilities, and therefore.
Read this one. Guido, you're supposed to speak.
Okay. You have great potential and possibilities, and therefore.
That is possibilities. Potential and possibilities.
Potential and possibilities.
Possibilities, right.
You have enormous responsibility.
Okay.
Two. So today.
Listen this line again. And you can also repeat along with this. Just read the line. Read. You have enormous responsibility to sow today.
And therefore, you have enormous responsibility too. So today,
you have enormous responsibility too. So today. Okay. Now I'm gonna play from the beginning. You all need to speak in the same manner and bit louder. Are you getting? You all can unmute and speak. And your voice should be louder. Just feel that you are delivering your speech in front of audience. You are on the stage. What you have to do, you just read it, and you need to speak a bit louder. Read and speak.
I have to say, to be here now, speaking with all of you,
Read it. Read all.
I have to say,
I have to say, to be here now, speaking with all of you.
I heard only two participants' voice.
I heard.
All of you once again.
Okay.
I have to say
I have to say,
to be here
to be
now.
here
Now,
speaking with all of
all of
you.
you.
Yeah. Alicia is not speaking. Ali is not speaking. There are many people, they are not speaking. So all need to speak. Once again, try.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah.
I am speaking.
Okay.
Once again.
Okay.
I have to say.
I have to say,
I have to
Everyone.
say,
Rian,
to be
here now,
Isha, Marcos.
with all of you.
speaking with all of you.
Say once again.
Again, teacher.
Say once again and bit louder. Say once again, bit louder.
Okay.
I have
I
to
have
say
to
have to say to be here now.
now.
speaking
all of
with
you.
all of
With
you.
all of you.
All of you.
Good job.
All of you.
Okay, I'm gonna play the next line.
here now,
Okay.
speaking with all of you in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places in.
Okay. So this
Again.
line.
In
In
Yankee
Yankee
Stadium, one of the
One of the
greatest
greatest places.
Once again, bit louder.
in Yankee Stadium,
One of the
One of the
greatest
greatest
places.
The greatest places.
Good job. So when you
Thank
are
you.
speaking bit louder, so you are opening your mouth. When you are opening your mouth, your voice is louder. That means you are clearing your throats. If you have something in your
Yeah.
throat, you can clear your throat. And your voice can be clear and crystal. All right?
Yeah.
In one of the greatest cities on earth.
in one of
In one of the
One
greatest
of the
cities
greatest
on
cities
earth.
on earth.
It's more than a little
A
humbling.
little humbling.
More than a little humbling.
Once again and louder.
In
one
one
of
of the greatest
One of
cities
the
on
greatest
earth.
Chancelu,
cities on
Rakesh,
More
earth.
than a
Ryan,
little
A
Kelly,
little humbling.
Leno,
Humbling.
Aisha.
A little
So
humbling.
I'm speaking the name of these people. They are not speaking. So once again, unmute. You all people need to unmute. Everybody unmute. Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone, first of all, unmute.
One of the
Eduardo,
greatest
unmute.
cities
Manjural,
in
unmute first of all.
one of the
Cancelo,
greatest
Rian,
cities
Kelly.
is more than a little
In one of the greatest cities on earth.
Great.
Is
Serial,
more than a
don't
little
mute.
humbling.
Everyone, once again.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
In one of
In
the
one of the
greatest
greatest
One
cities
of the
on
greatest
earth.
on
It's
earth.
more than a little.
More than a little humbling.
More than a little humbling.
It's good.
Good job.
Thank you.
Is more than a little humbling.
One of the greatest cities.
My friend, you are now NYU graduates, the best and the brightest.
So
My
My friends,
friends,
Everyone.
my
You are
friends,
now
you are
NYU
now
graduates,
louder.
NYU
More
graduates.
louder.
brightest.
Best and the brightest.
The best and the
brightest.
Once again. Right? Once again, start. Louder.
My friends,
My friends, you are now
Friends, you are
NYU
now
graduates,
NYU
best and the
graduates.
brightest.
best and the brightest.
Okay. So this is the way to speak accent, pronunciation, and how you can learn the voice modulation. So these are the ways by which you can understand, and you can also be a great speaker like this famous speaker. Okay. So I request, please unmute. There is some background sound which is coming. Cancelo. Yeah.
and the brightest. You have great potential and possibilities.
So this line, you know, the word potential, you have to speak a bit louder. This word potential and possibilities, right? Possibilities.
Yeah.
In that way,
Yeah.
you have a great potential and possibilities. Listen this line once again.
The best and the brightest. You have great potential and possibilities.
Possibilities. Possibilities. Right? Possibilities. Potential and possibilities. Right? So you understood these two pronunciation?
Yes, sir.
No. Everyone unmute first of all. First unmute everybody. First unmute everybody. Marcos, Ryan, Kelly, Pensilu, Manjural, and Martha, and Catalino, everybody. Okay? Now try. Start.
You have great
potential and possibilities. I have great potential and possibilities, and
Great.
therefore,
Ellie, you are speaking well.
Thank
I'm
you
able
so
to
much.
listen your voice, your pronunciation, that's clear. You're able to
Thank you
speak
so
louder.
much.
Great. Once again,
It's kind of you.
I should listen everyone. Once again, try it.
Okay.
Louder.
You have great potential and possibilities.
Therefore,
I could listen the voice of all the girls, and I'm not able to listen the voice of boys. Okay, so boys are a bit weaker. Girls are more louder. They are showing their energy, but boys, they are not able to share their energy. We have a lot of people, a lot of men we have. Okay, so you should show your energy.
Yeah.
So we are moving to the next line.
And therefore, you have enormous responsibility.
Responsibility. Okay, the word is responsibility. You have to put some stress here. Responsibility. Ability. Right? You have enormous responsibility. Getting?
yeah.
Unmute everyone and start. So
Okay.
voice should be
Okay.
louder. Just start.
Yeah.
You have enormous
Enormous responsibility. Today.
I could listen the voice of only Arioardo. The rest of the boys, I think that they haven't taken any kind of lunch or breakfast or anything. They haven't taken. So once again,
Yeah.
boys,
Have enormous responsibility.
They have enormous responsibility today.
where are you, Manjural? Are you busy? Manjural, Catalino, Marcos, and Kelly. Right, Catalino? Are you sleeping? Is it night? Is it night?
I'm here.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
This morning.
Thank you. Don't mute. Okay. So right now, don't mute.
Okay.
Once again, we are going to the next line.
2. So today, I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
Okay, first of all, understand the pronunciation. I would. The word is I would, but in short, we say I'd. Okay, what we say I'd. It is I'd. I'd like to talk about
the nature of those things.
It's a talk about. Talk about. I'd like to talk about the nature of those things.
Those
Yeah.
things.
Listen once again.
Yeah.
Stability. 2. So today, I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
I'd like to talk about the nature of those things.
Riodo, you're not speaking. Shirley, you're not speaking. Farooq is not speaking.
And
I'd like to talk
I'd
about
like to
That
talk
is not
about the
speaking.
nature
I
like to
of
talk
both
about the
those
nature
things.
of both
I'd
those
like
Alicia is not
I
speaking.
like.
I'd like to talk about the
Keep
nature
speaking. Keep
of
speaking the lines again and again. Keep speaking.
Oh, okay.
Keep
I
speaking.
would
Right.
like to
I'd like
talk
to
about the
about the
nature
Five
nature
of
times you have
of
to
both
speak,
both
and
those
you need to be
things.
louder.
Both those things I'd like.
Those things.
And
I
keep
would
speaking.
like
And Lino,
I'd like
to talk
you
about
to
the
speak.
nature
Marcos,
I like to talk about the nature.
I'd like to talk
about
about
things.
those
I'd like to talk about the nature of both things, and I'd like.
to talk about the nature of both
I'd like to talk
I'd
about
like to talk about
Okay,
the
now
nature
one by one. One by one. I should listen. Right? One by one.
Okay.
Okay, I'll speak the name and you will speak. So I'm going to start from Ellie. Ellie, speak.
Me?
Just Ellie, you can start.
Yeah. I like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
Yes, Guido. Bit louder.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things. And
Just Fat
I'd
Many.
like-
Fat Many, you can try. Voice should be louder.
Oh yeah, okay. I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things.
Love you too.
Okay, thank you. Alicia,
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
okay, Manjural. Try to speak in the same way. Okay. Yes, Manjural. Okay, Manjural is muted. Then Eduardo, you can try.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
Okay, yes, Farooq.
I'd like to talk about the nature of the both those things, and I'd like.
Yes, Ariel.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things. And I like.
I'd like to talk about the natures in that way, right? Yes, Pansilu. Pansilu from Sri Lanka. Pansilu, you're muted. Shirley, you can try.
Yes, sir. I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
Yes, Panchulu, now you can try.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I like.
All right, so Lena, you can try now.
I like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I like.
Eric, you can speak.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both of those things, and I like.
Okay, and then Rian.
I would like to talk about
Wait,
the nature
it's not
of
I
both.
would. It's not I would. It's a I'd. We'll say I'd. I'd like. Okay, I'd like.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things.
And it's a talk about. Talk about. It's a talk about. Talk about. I'd like talk about. Okay, talk about. Yes, Kelly. Kelly, you can try. Catalino, you can try.
Yes, I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things,
Okay,
and
good job.
I'd like.
Maybe.
Yes. I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things. And
Marcos.
I like.
Thank you, Mimi. Marcos, you can try.
I like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I like.
Your voice is a bit slower. Rakesh, you can try.
I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like.
Show some energy, some enthusiasm, some excitement should come from your sound, from your voice. Okay, don't feel that you are reading, you are explaining that. You're expressing yourself. Subida. Yes, Subida.
I'd like to talk about the nature of
those things. And
job.
I'd like
Good job.
like.
Maratha. Martha.
I like to talk about the nature of both those things. I like.
Fine. Thank you, everybody. Now, so don't feel that you are reading here. You're not reading. You are learning. The way he is speaking, try to speak in the same manner or just bring your own style. In what manner, in what way you would be speaking if you are given a chance to speak this kind of speech. Okay, these lines are very simple. You have already heard these words. But you need to just bring some ups and downs, some expressions.
I'd like to offer you a challenge.
I'd like to offer you a challenge.
To offer you a
Okay, we are moving to the next line.
Offer you
One
a
that
challenge.
I think is essential for your future success.
Listen once again.
To offer you a challenge. One that I think is essential for your future success as individuals.
One that I think
One
is
that I think
essential.
think
E,
it's essential
the pronunciation
for
pronunciation is essential. 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 Right. Good. One that I think is essential for your future success as individuals. Okay. Listen once again. How is
okay.
One that I think is essential for your future success as individuals.
As individuals. So you all have listened. So try. Unmute, first of all, unmute everyone. So 5 times you have to speak this line, 5 times.
Okay.
Okay, unmute everyone. Lena,
Okay.
Catlino, Consilu, Farooq, Trust, Sariel, and Kelly.
Excuse
Apriyade.
me, teacher. All of us should
Speak together.
read together. Yeah.
Together and louder. I'm not able to hear the sound of voice. Okay, and start speaking. Start.
Okay.
One that I think
Okay.
is
One that I think is essential for you.
As
That I
individuals.
think is essential for future success as individuals.
As individuals.
That I think is essential
Thing
for your
I
future
think is
success as
essential
individual.
for your future as an individual.
One that I
As
think
individual.
is essential for your
That
future
think
success
is
as
essential for
individual.
future success as individual.
That I think is essential for your
One thing
future
is
success
essential
as individual.
for your future as individuals.
That I think is essential.
Essential. So spoken. Everyone is spoken. Everyone. Good job.
Okay.
Now almost people were speaking, but still the voice of girls were more louder than the boys' voice. So just mute and speak individual. Okay, the same line. Mute, speak yourself. Means you need to speak, but not like by unmuting your mic. Okay, then mute, unmute, and speak individual, right? In the same manner, with the same expressions. So who would like to try?
One that I think is essential for your future success as individual.
Good job, kiddo. Good job. Okay, Catlino. Catlino, you can try.
One that
Yes.
I think is
Yes,
essential
one
for
that
the
is,
future.
I think, is essential for your future success as individuals.
And be louder, bit louder. Larkai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try again.
Yes, Catlino.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. One that I think is essential for your future success as individuals.
As individuals.
May I?
Yes, Larka.
Okay.
May I?
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
one day I think is potential for your future success as individual.
Your voice is breaking.
Can I try?
Yes, sure. Try.
One that I think is essential for your future success as individuals.
Great. So now I'm gonna play this video from beginning to for 10 minutes, not for 10 minutes. It's a 15 minutes video. So I'll play it for 5 minutes. Okay. Listen, everyone, and read the lines. Mute yourself and listen it and try to speak. Okay.
I have to say, to be here now, speaking with all of you in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places in one of the greatest cities on earth, is more than a little humbling. My friends, you are now NYU graduates, the best and the brightest. You have great potential and possibilities, and therefore you have enormous responsibility too. So today, I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like to offer you a challenge, one that I think is essential for your future success as individuals and as the leaders that you are becoming. Among the many things I admire about NYU is that about 1/5 of the students are international. And a similar proportion are the very first in their families to go to college. This group is truly diverse in every possible way, and I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
So there is one word.
Possible way, and I think that is.
Okay, this word I'm talking about. So who would like to pronounce this word?
Extraordinary.
No.
Extraordinarily.
Extraordinarily. Extraordinarily. Extra. Just speak the extra. Then
Extraordinarily.
Ordinarily.
Ordinarily. Don't say narrowly.
Extraordinarily.
Okay.
Extraordinarily.
Don't say narrowly. It's a narrowly. Right? Extraordinarily.
That is
extraordinarily
value.
Extraordinarily. Speak this word 5 times. Speak this word 5 times.
Extraordinarily.
Extraordinarily. Extraordinarily. Extraordinarily.
Extraordinarily.
And I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and
so you got the problem
important thing.
when you're reading it and you got this word and you're not able to pronounce in one time. You need to repeat. Okay. So listen this line once again.
Possible way, and I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
And I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
And I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
Okay, anybody else? Just try it.
And I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
And I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing. Okay, anybody else?
And I think that
And I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
Okay, just Kathleen,
And
you can
I
try.
think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
Kathleen, you can unmute and speak. Guys, just unmute and speak. How people are speaking? Okay, don't mute yourself.
And I
Now
think
speak.
that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing.
That is not valuable. It's valuable. Valuable, not valuable.
That is
Yes, Rakesh.
that is an extraordinarily valuable and important.
Important. Don't say important. Sometimes we'll say it's important, like this. It's important. And I think that is an extraordinary, valuable, and important thing.
When I graduated
And I
in the early
think
1990s,
Listen, guys, listen once again. Just next line.
thing. When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world with a few.
All right. So when I graduated, okay, so he's trying to share the information which has been already passed, right? He's talking about previous issues or previous matter or previous events. He's talking about sharing that thing, right? So how he is speaking? He's speaking the word when I graduated. Okay, when means you need to speak louder. The word when I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on. Don't say went on. Okay, you don't need to say went on. It's a went on. Went on. The pronunciation is went on. Went on a trip around the world. I went on a trip. I went on a trip around the world.
When I graduated in the
Listen once again, this line.
I went on.
When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
In the early.
Okay. Now, so unmute and read this line 5 times. Unmute everyone. First of all, unmute everyone. Everybody.
With a few good friends who actually remains a good friends to this day.
With a few good friends who actually remain
good friends
Good friends to this day. Few good friends.
Louder,
actually
bit louder.
remains.
Everybody. Daniel, unmute. Daniel, Eric, Kelly, Marcos, Pensilu, Ryan, Valin. You all people need to unmute yourself. Okay, here you all need to speak together. It's a kind of practice we are doing. Everyone. And I'm also trying to see boys' voice is louder or girls' voice is louder.
With a few good
And be
friends
louder.
remain good
who actually
friends
remain good friends to this day.
Friends who actually remain good friends
A
to this
few
day.
good friends who actually
A
remain
few
good
good
friends to
friends
this day.
who remains friends to this.
With a few good friends who actually remain
Fine,
good
thank you.
friends
Now
these
stop,
days.
everyone. Stop, everyone. So individual. Okay, I want to play it once again.
I graduated in the
When I graduated. Okay, you speak this line in this way. When I graduated.
1990s.
In the. So don't say in the. Okay, we never say in the. We say in a. Okay, in the we say in a. In early 1990s. In a early 1990s. Okay. I went on a trip around the world.
I went on a trip around the world.
An important thing. When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
So individual.
When I
So who like to try it?
Me.
When I graduated in April 1990, I went on a trip around the world.
Okay,
When
Farooq
I
and Guido, two
when I
people were
graduate-
speaking together. So I'm saying that now you need to speak like separately. Okay, not together.
Okay.
Catlino, you can try.
Yes, when I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
Okay. The word is graduated. Graduated.
Graduated.
Can you speak this word again?
Yes. When I graduated.
Graduated. You are saying graduated. Okay. So
Graduated. Graduated.
J as in Juliet. Graduated.
Graduated.
Good.
Graduated.
When I graduated in
Okay, now who would like to try? Marcos, you
When
can
I
try.
graduated
Marcos, you can read the line.
in
Yes. When I graduated in the 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
Okay, thank you. Now next. Maybe you can try.
Okay. When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
I went on. Don't say went. Don't say went. It's went on.
Went on. I went on.
Eduardo, you can try.
When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
You're speaking too fast. Don't speak fast. Speak slowly.
Okay. When I graduated in the
When
early
I graduated.
1990s,
When I graduated. Okay, I'm just trying to say when I graduated in a 1990s. Getting how
Okay.
I'm speaking?
sorry for my confidence. Please speak faster. When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world.
Good. Alicia, you can try.
Yes. When I graduated in the early 1990s.
Graduated. No,
In,
graduated. Graduated.
Okay. Thank you. When I graduated in the early 1990s,
Again, you are
I went on a
speaking.
trip.
Again, you are speaking the same word. Graduated. Graduated. Ja is there. J as in Juliet.
Graduated.
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 Now that's right. Graduated.
Graduated.
Early
No.
1990s.
Okay. Have you spoken? Eric, you can try.
I graduated in the
When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went
1990s.
on a
1990s.
1990s. I went on a trip around the world.
I went on.
I went on.
So moving to the next.
I graduated in the early 1990s. I went on a trip around the world with a few good friends who actually remain good friends to this day, which is a sort of a miracle. We trekked and traveled, mostly overland.
We tracked and traveled. We and take pause. We and take pause. We tracked and traveled, mostly overland.
Track and travel.
Overland.
Mostly overland.
Mostly overland.
Track and travel. We
From Europe
track and
to
travel.
Africa to Asia. And that remains one of the great formative experiences of my life. It was an amazing adventure. It was also really important to my continued broader education because it forced me really for the first time as an adult meet, engage, befriend people whose views and experiences, ideas, values, and language were very different from my own. See, when a kid from Montreal meets a Korean fisherman living in Mauritania, befriends a Russian veteran of their Afghan war, or a shopkeeper and his family living in Da Nang, interesting conversations always happen. Now, maybe some of you have talked about doing something like a great trip like that after graduation. But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning. You can't do that in this.
Okay, this line is important.
You can't.
Listen this line again. Because all the lines are important because it has expressions, the way he's narrating, he's reciting all the things with expressions. And he's trying to image of all the lines, all the words in the mind of audience.
About doing something like a great trip like that after graduation. But I'd be willing to bet one of the first.
Okay. But I'd be. Okay. The sound is, it's I would be. If you break it, it would be I would be. But the sound is I'd be. But I'd be willing to bet. One of the first things you heard was a warning. Okay.
Great trip like that after graduation. But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning.
All right. So did you listen? Listen this line once again and try to speak in the same manner. But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning. Warning.
One of the first things you heard was a warning.
Was a warning. Was a warning.
What's the warning?
Was warning.
Now, maybe some of you have talked about doing something like a great trip like that after graduation. But I'd be willing.
Okay, you all have
But I feel
heard this line. Now you need to read it. Okay, first unmute and speak.
But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning.
Yes, anybody else?
But
unmute everyone. Unmute everyone.
But I'd be willing.
But I would be willing to be one of the first things
Louder,
you heard
louder.
was a
Unmute
warning.
everyone.
But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning.
But I would be willing to be one of the first
I'd be
things you
willing
heard
to
was
bet
a warning.
one of the first things you heard
Why 2,
was
3
a
people are
warning.
speaking? Everyone. Violin and Silva.
I did.
Rakesh. First unmute everyone.
Be willing to be
Of the first things
but
you
one of
heard
the
was a
first
warning.
things you heard was a warning.
Had a warning.
But I would be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning.
Okay.
But I
Now mute everyone. So now who would like to speak in the same manner?
What's a warning?
Who would like to speak in the same manner? Mute everyone. Okay. So now you can speak. Anybody? Unmute and speak. Are you able to do that? What happened? Okay, so it's not possible. What happened? So are you able to unmute yourself? Or is there any setting that has been done by mistake? You can text message so that I can understand. Okay, so I think there is some mute participants. Okay, now just try. Now just try to unmute.
That I'd be willing
Okay,
to
now
bet one of the first things you heard was a
But
warning.
I'd be willing to
but I'd be willing to bet one of the first things.
But I would be willing to bet one of the first things
But I'd be
you heard
willing to
was
bet
a
one of the
warning.
first thing you heard was
But
a
I'll be
warning.
willing to bet
I
one
would
of the
be willing
first
to
things
bet one of
you
the
heard
first
was a
things
warning.
But I'd
heard
be
was a
willing to
warning.
bet one of the first things you
That's
heard
fine.
was a
So I would
warning.
speak the name. Who would speak only, right? I would speak the name of one participant who will speak only. So I'm speaking the name of Martha Gladys.
But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning.
Okay, violin, you can try. And you need to be a bit louder.
Yes, sir. But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning.
And then Supita. Supita, you can try.
But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you had was a warning.
Okay. And thank you everybody for speaking. So that was a kind of practice which you can do at your home, by which you can understand, you can speak in the same manner. Okay. Now I'm giving you one task to speak here. You can speak about your any story which you remember well, which you know well, which you can explain here. And try to speak with the same expressions. And if it is possible to turn on your camera, please turn on your camera so that we all can watch your facial expressions, how you are explaining that, how you are sharing with us. And you don't need to be louder, you need to be slower. Clear? Right? So just think about any event, any story which is related with you or which is not related with you. If any interesting, or if you want to share your yesterday schedule or your last weekend, what you have done, where you have gone, or you have gone somewhere, some special places, or you have been with your friend. So any kind of experience you can share here in the same manner. Got it? So first of all, you need to turn on your camera if it is possible. If you don't have any issue, you can turn on your camera and just start speaking. Everyone. Okay, just try it. Anybody? Unmute and start speaking. Or you need some time for thinking? Any story, any motivational story you can share, any story related to kids story, or any novel which you want to share? Yes, Martha, please.
Well, I want to share with you is something that I listened last week. I am a teacher in my country. I live in Ecuador, and we are in the process of the vaccination for students because of the COVID-19, because of the virus. And the father of my student told me he didn't want to apply the I don't know the right word, vaccine or vaccination for his son because he was practicing his religion, and I got very surprised because I think any religion wants you sick or dead because of the virus. But I respect the whole religions. I respect his decision, but I want to share this with you just to practice my English, because anything else happened in my life last week. Thank you.
Thank you very much for speaking. There's a nice thing you have shared with us, and you're speaking slowly. So what do you have to do? You need to speak a bit louder, little bit louder, right? With some more expressions. Okay, thank you. That was good.
Thank you.
So now who wants to share? I would try to give the feedback of everyone, right? Just Manjural. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I heard this story last week.
So in this way,
and you know,
yes, sir.
everybody
I heard this story last week. Okay, so in that way, how you are speaking your
Yes.
own native language, you will speak in this way. I heard this story
Yes,
last
sir.
week. Okay,
I heard this story last week. Yeah, you know, HIV is really a dangerous disease. And most of the people think about this. If someone affected by this disease, he or she will die after a time. But here is a case happened in my country, and you know, firstly affected by a father, and he is doing job in a ship, and this ship is just go in abroad, I mean in Europe and something like this. And you know, those person are working in ship, I mean doing job, they need to stay more than 6 months in a ship, and each a year they have 6 months leave. And you know, for this time, father affected in HIV, that is turns into AIDS. And after that, mother don't know this. But after a certain moment, mother also become affected, and he also become pregnant. And did you guess it what happened after his pregnancy? And you know, you will be happy to know that after delivering this child, he's not HIV positive. He is free from HIV and he is negative. And presently, he's live in this world, and his mother also live in this world. But unexpectedly, his father died few months back. So we need to compassion those person who are affected this kind of disease. We don't hate them. We just need to raise our hands to help them. And you know, people just thinking about it is his character issue. It was his character issue. But when I heard this story, and you know, this story was telecast all around my country, and you know, more than 70 million views, live views happened in this when this story was telecast. But after hearing this, I try to get more respect this woman who is affected or by HIV. And you know, this is not only miracle, this is not only happen for a character reason. And you know, it's happened different kinds of different situation. It's maybe affected some other person, I mean using his shaving kits or something like it. But we people think HIV is affected only for his character issues. I don't think so. So this is the real story, and you know, we just need to raise our hands. And during this pandemic, what do we do for others? We need to just raise our hands to the hopeless people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Manjural. Manjural, I want to say you about your speech. Your ideas are good. The way you are explaining, it's clear and crystal. We all could understand everything, whatever you are trying to speak. But I want to tell you one thing about your pronunciation. You need to work on your pronunciation and grammar. So 2 things you need to just take care, and rest of the things are awesome. Okay, so the word is woman, WOMAN. Okay, can you repeat this word?
Yes. Women.
So that's called woman. Wa is there, not woman. Woman is not there, right? It's a woman. Start from wa.
Omen.
No, it's a wa.
Omen.
You are saying omen.
Wa.
Omen is a place. It's the name of the place. Omen. Okay. So it's a woman.
Yes, sir.
Getting? Wa.
Woman.
Say wow.
Wa.
Say wow.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And woman.
Wow.
And woman.
Woman.
Okay. So
Woman.
you need to practice. Record
Okay,
your
sir.
sound. Record
Thank you
your
very
sound
much.
and listen. Thank you. Now who wants to narrate?
Thank you, sir.
Who wants to speak? You all should all need to speak. Violin. Eduardo, do you want to try? Violin.
Yes, I will try.
Just please, violin. Violin, then Eduardo. And
Okay.
take care one thing. When you are speaking, so that moment your voice should be louder. Okay? Try to speak a bit louder. Yeah, now go ahead.
Yes, and so these days.
Eduardo,
since I
we can
come
speak
back
after
home-
violin. After violin, I'm saying to violin, right? Violin and everybody.
Okay.
I'm saying to everyone this thing. But violin will speak first, then Eduardo, you can speak. Violin, go
Yes.
ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, I would like to share a story. Saving life animals. Last weekend, I went out to buy something in market. I drive my car to the market. At this moment, in our country is a rainy season. At that night, it is raining heavily at night. In the morning, I went out to buy something market. When I was driving my car on the street, I saw a fish. It's jumping on the street. The fish are trying to save its life. I stopped my car. When I see a fish on the street, I took it out to leave into the tunnel. It was time. At that time, I was very happy. I was very pleased to save a fish life. Where there, and I will tell you all. Any life can be value. Thank you. This is my story.
Yeah, thank you, Violin, for telling about your story. So first of all, I want to tell you about your feedback. Now, the thing is this. The way you are speaking, you feel that bit hesitating, okay?
Yes.
And sometimes you are not able to speak the word. So that moment you are repeating it, an M sound that is coming again and again, right? So what you can
Yes.
do, you can read Okay, get any article and start reading louder, and sometimes read fast. In this way, you would be able to use your mouth, because you're not able to use your mouth. You're not able to know how to open your mouth, how to use your tongue. Okay, because you have not been in the practicing of speaking English. So just because of this, these things are happening. You are thinking and speaking and trying to pronounce the word. So for that manner, get any article of English language and start reading louder. Every day, read it for 15 or 10 minutes every day. In this way, you would be able to eradicate this kind of problem. Okay, thank you. So now who wants to speak? Would like to speak?
Yes, I would like to speak.
Yes, Eduardo. Eduardo, bit louder. You need to speak bit louder. Okay.
Okay. Yes, and so these days I am back to my working time. I am already vaccinated against COVID-19. And so things are coming back to normal here in my town where I live. Yes. And there were some challenges. I had to stay home, and I was not working because I was not able to commute from my house until public schools in order to work as a social educator. Yeah. But things are getting better again, because again I am also receiving more than what I was receiving to stay home.